Today I, Ritesh Shetri, a student of BTech Engineering Physics third year, am going to deliver a short presentation on the topic Intelligent Pipeline Blockage Detection System using a 8085 microprocessor. Pipelines hold the responsibility of transportation of vital materials such as oil, water, and chemicals. Any leakage in the pipe can cause major financial and environmental damages. The pipeline blockage detection system that I would be discussing eliminates the problem of searching for the blocked pipelines. The same information will also be displayed on a LCD screen for efficient usage in home-based and industry-based systems. The use of microprocessor Intel 8085 is made, and a flow rate sensor is used to measure the rate of flow of the transporting liquid. If the flow is lesser than a set threshold value, the system declares it as a blockage, and the necessary updates are made on the website and a notification occurs on the LCD. The block diagram of this process is as follows. Firstly, we have a 8085 microprocessor which is connected to the input and output devices, which are the 16 cross 2 LCD and the LEDs present here. There's the flow rate sensor which sends in the flow rate as an input via the input-output interfacing device. The two memory elements, that is the 32K RAM and the 32K EEPROM, are used here. There's a clock which keeps in sync all the components of this system, and there's this ESP8266 Wi-Fi module interfacing device which connects the 8085 microprocessor to the website. Here, this Wi-Fi module updates the website with all the relevant information. The flow chart of this blockage detection process is as follows. Initialize the LCD and all its variables, and then every second we record the flow rate sensor readings. If this reading is less than the set threshold value, this implies that there is a blockage present in the pipe. So we display the readings on the LCD screen and ring a buzzer, and then we check if the Wi-Fi is connected or not with the 8085. If it is connected with the 8085, then we display the data on the web server. If it is not, then we go on checking for the Wi-Fi connection. And similarly, if the reading is greater than the threshold value, that means there is no blockage present and we continue the recording process. And this is how the flowchart ends here after displaying the data on the web server. This is the schematic of the whole system that is involved here. This whole system is powered by a mini USB, and this system consists of about three. I've divided it into three major components: the 8085 and the two memory elements and the 8255 input-output interfacing device. I would be discussing each of them separately. So firstly, I'll be talking about the 8085. This is the device around which everything else is centered. So starting with this, we have AD0 to AD7 lines which are demultiplexed using a octal D latch. After this, we have the A15 address line and the two NOT gates acting as the chip select for the memory elements, that is the 32K ROM. This is the chip select for this one, and the chip select for 32K RAM. There is also this decoding logic that is used with the help of a 3 to 8 decoder that is present here. There are two lines, which is the SID line. This SID line is connected to a switch here, and similarly the SOD line is connected to an LED. These two are majorly used for testing purposes. There is also a crystal that is involved here, and this has a frequency of about 10 megahertz. This was majorly all about the first component, that is the 8085. Moving on, we already discussed about the two memory elements, and then I'll be talking about the 8255 input-output interfacing device. So this has the A0 and A1 ports connected to the demultiplexed address lines A0 and A1 from the octal D latch, And the chip select of this 8255 is majorly coming from the input output. It is majorly coming from the input output and the memory input output slash memory bar of the 8085. And we have three output ports present here in the 8255. The A port, which is majorly connected to the output elements like the RAM check, the sensor check, and the generic output. There is also one A3 line which goes into the Wi-Fi off, and the C3 line which goes into the Wi-Fi on. These two lines actually help us to check whether the Wi-Fi has established a connection or not with the 8085. The B output ports are connected to the LCD data lines, and the C0, C1, and C2 lines are connected to the enable, read and write, and the reset lines of the LCD screen. And that is all about the schematic diagram of the whole system that is involved here, the pipeline blockage detection system. This is how the actual components look that are being used in the system. This is the USB which powers the whole circuit, the 8085 around which the other components are centered, and the 32K RAM and the 32K ROM memory elements. The latch, octal D latch, helps to demultiplex the AD0 to AD7 lines. The decoder, 3 to 8 decoder used for decoding logic. The NOT gates used for chip select. The LCD screen. The crystal, which is about a frequency of 10 megahertz. The flow rate sensor. The ESP Wi-Fi module, which interfaces the 8085 and the website, and we have the various LEDs as output. So moving on to the working of the prototype, which is fairly very simple now. Initially, since there's no flow rate involved, it shows a message of blocked, and the flow rate is about 0 liters per minute. And on passing some water to the flow rate sensor, we get about a normal flow of about 20.2 liters per minute, and the same is updated on the ThingSpeak channel, and we can see there's a constant flow rate being shown on the website as well. And on obstructing the flow, we get about negligible amount of flow rate, and which is again signaled by the LCD screen as blocked, and the same information is updated here, and we can see the decrease in the flow rate after a certain point of time. So all in all, I'd like to come to the end of my presentation by concluding by just saying that this idea was quite intriguing as to how we can use a microprocessor for some real life practical applications, and we can actually help to mitigate the environmental and the financial losses that may occur due to the blockage of pipelines in industries and homes. And I'd like to thank you all for listening.